Hey everyone, it's Jack here, TalkNorwichCity. Welcome back to another video. Merry Christmas. This will be the last video before Christmas Day, so I hope to all of you watching you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, and we'll see you all at Carrow Road on Boxing Day. The fixtures have fallen really nicely, haven't they, for Norwich this festive period? It feels like, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but we've been away from home the majority of the last few years over the festive period. Always loved being at Carrow Road over Christmas. Splits up the time between Christmas and New Year beautifully, and some really big games and some winnable games for Norwich coming over the next sort of week or so. It starts with Millwall on Boxing Day, and it feels like a really big week for Johannes Hoff Thorup's side. It's been a difficult few weeks for Norwich. There was that bright spark where we beat Plymouth and Luton, and we thought we might be able to kick on, and from there we've really stumbled, and the suspensions to Kenny McLean and the uncertainty around Angus Gunn. Thankfully, that's now been cleared up, and he just escapes with a small fine for his a slight outburst at QPR. So Angus Gunn will be fit or will be playing against Millwall, which is good. So you've pretty much got a full strength side aside from Kenny McLean and Josh Sargent. McLean, of course, returns on the 29th from his latest suspension. So by the time the 29th is here, the only person hopefully you'll be missing is Josh Sargent. Of course, Jose Cordoba also suffering suspension going into this Millwall game. So there will be a slight tweak in the defensive line. But it's all well and good looking long term and going, okay, I think we've got a plan here, and I think we're building for something, which is the stance I've taken throughout all of this kind of transition to the new era. But you can't ignore the short term, and the long term building and that vision only really works if you can pick up enough short term wins to kind of keep fans happy and prove that you're building in the right direction. And these next few games feel really important if we're going to do that. These are the types of games you need to be winning. No disrespect to Millwall, no disrespect to QPR. QPR have beaten us convincingly in recent weeks. But you should be winning these types of games at home. We've still got a very good squad, and I think a very good head coach. So let's kick on. Millwall are a fascinating side, and I knew they'd been kind of low scorers throughout this season. I hadn't quite realised the extremity of that. So let's take things back to the 1st of October. They lost 1-0 to Cardiff. They then drew 0-0, drew 1-1. They won 4 consecutive games by a 1-0 scoreline. They then drew 3 consecutive games 1-1, lost 3 games in a row 1-0, and then most recently won 1-0 against Blackburn. So they haven't had a game since the 1st of October where either team have scored more than 1 goal. It is a remarkable run of results. They clearly don't give up many chances. They don't create many chances. I think this is the type of game that will suit Norwich at home. I think they'll have a lot of the ball. I think they'll have the opportunity to create chances. And I back Norwich when they've got a lot of the ball at Carrow Road to pick out chances and create enough over the course of 90 minutes to score at least 1 goal. And I think if we can score 2, going off the statistics, that will probably be enough to get past Millwall. But it feels important, and I said in the last video, I went Christmas shopping in Norwich the other day and bumped into a few Norwich fans, and we got chatting, and I think the thing that kept cropping up and the theme that kept cropping up was Norwich find ways to lose rather than find ways to win, and that's been the concerning thing. Norwich can, in different ways, whether it's getting someone sent off or conceding a sloppy goal from a set piece or just having a complete mind fart, and they find ways to lose games, and it's been disappointing because it takes so much work to get in front, particularly against Burnley, particularly against Sunderland. Norwich put in 2 really fine 45-minute performances in both of those games and walked away with 0 points, and that will be a huge frustration to Johannes, because in both of those games he will have seen moments where he's gone, okay, yes, that's what I'm coaching, that's what I want to see. And for sustained periods over those first halves of both of those games, these are exactly what he wanted. and yet still walked away with nothing. Norwich need to be better at closing out games. They need to be more streetwise. I don't think, having McLean and Sargent out will have helped, but we have to find ways around that. I think the squad still looks bare. The fact that we're kind of playing on El Hernandez in the 9 on occasions is slightly concerning. Norwich should be more well equipped than that. I think the fact that Sorensen has kind of played a lot of minutes in midfield has proven that we need better defensive midfield options, and I think we will strengthen, or hopefully strengthen, in that area in January. I don't think we're going to go all out in January, so don't get too upbeat for the next transfer window. I think the summer will be where we see most kind of movings and kind of shakings. But we do need to strengthen. We do need to find something from now until the end of this season to show the board and to show the fans that this is a transition to get behind. And these home performances are incredibly important. It is when 26,000 Norwich fans are tuning in. You can almost not get away with, but you're not going to get sacked for the kind of away performances that we've seen in recent weeks, because less people are seeing it and it has less effect on the fan base. If you throw in a stinker at home against Millwall or QPR, that's when the heat really starts to kind of dial up for those in charge. So it does feel big. I don't think I'd make too many tactical tweaks from what we've seen recently. Obviously Cordoba will be out, so I suspect that Crescene will probably come in at left back and Doyle shifts back into centre back. I don't think Fisher at left back works. I think Fisher is a right back. Stacey will probably find himself on the bench again, and I hope that Ben Crescene comes in at left back, because actually the time he's played this season, I've been quite impressed. I think he looks like quite a balanced left back, and actually against a side like Millwall, I can't imagine we'll be throwing too many men forward. That defensive solidity when they do have the ball, I think, will be really important, and probably that will be the option that Johannes goes with. I mentioned it before, and I sound like a broken record. The difficulty for Norwich still comes in those substitutions, because they just simply don't have the kind of squad depth. I liked the midfield last time out with Marcondes, Nunez and Slimane. I think that's really balanced. Hernandez, Sainz and Sienats, that's a fairly strong front three for what we've got at the moment. So we should have enough. We should have enough to get through these next couple of games, and you win your next few, then you go to Luton on New Year's Day, and actually, you've a couple of good performances, and if you manage to pick up points against Luton as well, then calmness is back in the room. So yeah, I mean, excited but also nervous about these next few. It does feel really pivotal, and these 2-game home kind of runs. We had it with Plymouth and Luton. Like I've said, it felt big. Those two, this feels just as big. You have to be picking up points in these types of runs. So yeah, I am a little nervous, because if we don't get the desired outcome here, then who knows what the mood will be like. So here we go. Festive period is here. Merry Christmas, one and all. I hope you get exactly what you want, and have a really peaceful and healthy time. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye.